All right, let's talk about longtime Cincinnati Bengals interior defensive lineman now for the Detroit Lions. The Lions obviously needed to help out their defense. I think most people felt like they needed to help out their secondary, but they've made moves there, and they've made moves to help out the defensive line, which, hey, that can still help out in the passing game, right? Get pressure, that kind of thing can, your corners don't have to cover for as long. It's certainly, I think, a very interesting move. And let's talk about what Reeder is going to bring to the table for the Lions. What did he do for the Bengals last year? Well, let's get into it. Starting off with this play, it's going to be a double team. It's a play action actually, so it's in the passing game. But the way it works, it's a bit unique. Where the left tackle and left guard are the ones blocking Reeder, and then the right guard is going to pull over and block the edge rusher. But again, don't have to worry about all that. Reeder, two offensive linemen are going to block him. Let's see how it goes. Well, right off the bat, it's going pretty well. I mean, you got two guys on him. I would hope that this is going at least okay if you're the Rams. And, listen, for DJ Reeder, this is already a win, right? If he can do this, well, hey, now Aiden Hutchinson has a one-on-one matchup. Cool. Like, it's already a win if you can get two guys on you. But that's not where this play ends. Watch just the power that someone like Reeder has. Watch him just drive really both offensive linemen back and does kind of, I don't think that would officially count as a pressure, but create some, something for Matthew Stafford to think about, right? And if Stafford didn't like what he saw right away and wasn't able to make that throw, then perhaps you're able to get to Stafford and disrupt the play more. So again, these are the types of things Reeder is capable of. He's just someone you have to pay attention to. Like a play like this is another one where what's going to happen is, so it's a first down and goal. The Rams are kind of selling as though it's going to be a run, pre-snap, but they are going to run a play action and throw the ball. You see where Reeder is on this play. It's going to be the left guard who's going to be the one blocking him. So again, when it begins, you see that Reeder, he doesn't know exactly what's going to happen, right? He doesn't know if it's going to be a run or a pass. So at this point, he knows, but it's going to take you a second when there's a play action like that. So now he's at this position. He's moving towards the right, moving towards his right, but that's not really doing you a lot of good right here. Stafford's towards the left. So watch what Reeder is going to do. Watch Reeder get his right hand over 73, the offensive lineman he was going up against, and now at this point has a straight shot to Stafford. Now listen, having a straight shot to a quarterback isn't the same as getting to the quarterback, but this time it is. He is able to lunge out. He makes that sack. Really good play. That was his only sack of the season, but like I said, especially for a defensive tackle and a run-stuffing defensive tackle, in the passing game, very rarely is your job to get to the quarterback. Hopefully you're getting double teams and you're still making the quarterback have to think about you. That's kind of the main thing you want to do. Don't give the quarterback opportunity to step up in the pocket, all of that kind of stuff. Talk about the running game real quick. Listen, to some degree, we kind of just get it, right? Yeah, big interior defensive lineman, tough to move, strong guy. Okay, got it. But let's show an example. It's going to be the right guard who's going to try and block him one-on-one on this play. Watch how when it begins, you see that Reeder, it was actually the center who's blocking him, but you see right here, again, it's going fine for the Rams offensive lineman, but the halfback doesn't want to run towards the left. That isn't really open. He's going to try and cut towards DJ Reeder's left, so towards the top of the screen. But when it does, watch Reeder be able to have the awareness to reach out. He makes that immediate tackle. Listen, run defense is incredibly team-oriented. You can't just have one guy succeed, but enough guys succeeded for Reeder to be in position to make the play, and Reeder was able to then make the play, so really good job by him. Also, this one is a good one, so what's going to happen here, it's going to be, again, a one-on-one matchup, this time on a left guard. This is in the passing game, and let's see what happens. Right when it begins, you see that, so the guard kind of, again, another play action, which that makes it really difficult for these interior defensive linemen. Guard kind of can be a little bit more aggressive in this scenario, but you see how the guard has his left hand kind of on Reeder's sort of right shoulder area. And really, I would say the guard's hand placement is pretty good here. Again, given the fact that Reeder thought it might have been a run, that makes things just more difficult for him. So that's the current situation for Reeder. What do you do in this spot? Well, you can try to get your hands free and figure out a way to make something else happen. Or you can just say, you know what, I'm stronger than basically everyone on planet Earth. Let me just try and overpower you. That's the option he chooses instead, and it really kind of did work a little bit. It disrupted that play from Lawrence. So really good job by Reeder, I thought, to be able to pull something like that off. Again, it's another one of those examples where you're not getting the sack there, you're not helping out the stats, but there still is value in this, especially because it can make the Jaguars say, well, we can't leave him one-on-one, and that makes them more predictable in what they're doing. And also stuff like this. So it's going to be a one-on-one matchup against the right guard right here, and this time no play action. It's going to be just a straight-up pass rush rep. Right when it begins, you see how Reeder kind of starts off going towards his left right here. And I've talked a lot about his power because, like, let's be honest, that is his number one trait. That is what, when you pay him money, the number one reason you're doing it is because he is big and strong. But that's not all he is. Watch here how he has the footwork and really the hands to kind of knock the offensive lineman out of the way and be able to get over. And again, ball came out of the quarterback's hands quickly. Sacks kind of can be very fluky because of that. Because if Lawrence didn't held onto the ball for too long, then you could have gotten the sack out of it. But still a really good play. And for the Lions, these are the types of plays they're hoping he can do for them. To me, the only real things you look at with a move like this is it's not will he help you? Because I think the answer is absolutely yes. And a lot of times these teams go out and pay some interior defensive lineman a contract just to do it, just because, hey, this is the weakness, let's get a big defensive lineman. But a lot of times they're not that good. This isn't one of those scenarios. Like, DJ Reeder is worth a big contract. And if you're going to go out and pay one of these interior defensive linemen big money, he's the guy you should do it. He's a really good player. I think the question that you might ask yourself is, was this their biggest weakness? Like, listen, they added Carlton Davis, which is the move I really thought was smart. They did add another corner as well to try to get some depth there because depth matters so much at that position that getting several guys makes sense. Like, could you have gotten another corner? Maybe. But again, which corner is on the market that would have signed for you and would have, you would have done that with, who knows about that stuff. That's kind of the main way you could look at it is this a biggest weakness? Because, like, their run defense was solid last year. The run defense was not the issue. The issue was their pass defense. And while I do agree with what I said in this video, obviously, about how Reeder will help out the pass defense, there's no denying, an interior defensive lineman does not help out the pass rush the way an edge rusher does, and does not help out the pass defense the way a corner does. That just, it's not how that works. They help out in the run defense a lot. Well, for one thing, I would always say, like, just because you're all right at something doesn't mean you can't get better. I think sometimes we view this in the wrong way, where it's like, oh, well, our run defense is solid, so let's not spend resources there. Let's spend resources elsewhere. Well, it's still good to have a great run defense, right? Like, that can help out your roster. I think about Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl and how good their run defense is with Vita Vea and Sue. Like, that helped out a lot, forcing teams to basically have to become one-dimensional and then taking advantage. Like, that can help out Aiden Hutchinson, right? If he can sort of just say, hey, I'm going to start pass rushing more because I know that's probably what's coming. Like, that makes things easier. That helps out DJ Reeder more getting pressure. Of course, there's the other aspect too of, could help free up Hutchinson. You put Reeder next to him, can make other players better. So as a whole, I think for me personally, while I'm always a little wary of, these types of moves, it's not a huge deal for what Reeder brings. It's not a huge deal. The 2-year, $27 million deal. So you're looking at 13-14 million a year. Not crazy money for someone who I think brings a lot to the table. And again, it seems like actively not great defensive linemen will get these types of contracts. So the fact that you're getting a great defensive lineman for this type of contract, this feels like a good move. And sure, it's like, well, what if you got a corner? Well, you're not getting a value signing on a corner like that the way you are with Reeder. So I'm a fan of the move. I think it was really smart by the Lions. That's kind of how I view all of this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.